Today's poem is an incredibly, confusingly, very confoundingly sad poem. It will confuse you with how it is saddening, and it is written by William Wordsworth, but I repeat myself. Welcome to Strip Cover Lit, where we squeeze the bigger picture out of literature. I am Adrian Fort, and we are here for another poetry discussion, which will appear in two different playlists here on the channel. Number one being the poetry discussion playlist, now over 800 videos strong, and number two being the William Wordsworth playlist, a playlist dedicated to the most confusingly sad poet you will ever read. The poem's title is Surprised by Joy by William Wordsworth, and it reads as such. Surprised by joy, impatient as the wind, I turn to share the transport. Oh, with whom? But thee, long buried in the silent tomb, that spot which no vicissitude can find? Love, faithful love, recalled thee to my mind. But how could I forget thee? Through what power, even for the least division of an hour, have I been so beguiled as to be blind to my most grievous loss? That thought's return was the worst pang that sorrow ever bore, save one only. When I stood forlorn, knowing my heart's best treasure was no more, that neither present time nor years unborn could to my sight that heavenly face restore. So we have here a poem called Surprised by Joy that is about death and missing someone. I shouldn't laugh, but it is only through William Wordsworth that you will be given a poem called Surprised by Joy, and it's a super sad poem. So when we look at this poem here, our speaker is surprised by joy. This suggests that the emotion of joy is all but naught to him, that he does not experience this very often. And we come to find out that the reason he doesn't experience this very often is that someone has been taken from him. I believe the story behind the poem is that this poem is written for one of his children that had died young. So he is in this melancholy state because his beloved is deceased. And then at some point, some random point, he is surprised by something that has made him happy. And then, impatient as the wind, the moment he's happy, he turns to share this transportation into joy. I turned to share, impatient as the wind, and realized, oh, with whom? There is no one for me to share this with. You are gone, but thee, long buried in the silent tomb, that spot which no vicissitude can find. Nothing will find you there. I am here trying to turn to you to share this sudden moment of joy, this mirth that has popped up in my life. You are the only person with whom I wanted to share that, and I turn and realize I have no one. Love, faithful love, recalled thee to my mind. Because I became happy for an instant, it made me think of you. It wasn't just that I wanted to share some joy with you. In my mind, joy and you go hand in hand, and I have not had joy since you passed. So that moment something brought joy to me, it was all of a sudden you that I thought of. But how could I forget thee? Through what power, even for the least division of an hour, even for a second, how did I forget that you were gone? I cannot believe how stupid I am to have forgotten that you were gone. You were my everything. Have I been so beguiled as to be blind to my most grievous loss? Could this change in my mood even have happened? How did I get to the point where that change in my mood happened? that I forgot my most grievous loss, that I forgot the one thing which has shaped my entire world ever since. That thought's return was the worst pang to ever that sorrow ever bore, save only one only, when I stood forlorn, knowing my heart's best treasure was no more. So, when I turned and you were not there, that was the worst feeling in the world, except for the moment that I learned I would no longer have you. That neither present time nor years unborn could to my sight that heavenly face restore. Just the sheer realization that I have you no more. There's nothing bringing you back. That is the worst pain that I can imagine. So what we have here is a speaker who has lost someone important to him. The only thing, he says, that is important to him. That person is now gone, not coming back. And it has created such devastation in his life that he was surprised to feel a momentary happiness. I think the big question here, I think probably everyone understands this poem on some basic level, right? There is someone who means so much to you in this world that if you lost them, you would not know how to carry on. You wouldn't be able to function in society as a normal person. You would become a wretch. You would be this sorrowful person, this sad person, this melancholy individual. That would be all that you were from that moment forward if you lost this person. The question, I think, that is necessitated by this poem, if we're going to go into actual discussion about the literature part of this, what are we to take from these words? You have that person. That person means something to you. That person is gone. Is it the best way to commemorate their life for you to be utterly destroyed? Do you think that person who has moved on would want that for you? Do you think that if they were somewhere else, some afterlife, some heaven, whatever you want to call it, whatever religion you may or may not belong to, some other place watching you live the rest of your life, would they want to spend those next 20 years, 10 years, 30 years? Would they want to spend that long watching you sulk through the rest of your life? Or do you owe it to them that they made your life so much better that you, in their absence, can carry on better than you once would have? Is that not the better response? But it feels guilty. It feels as if you are forgetting the beloved. But is that the case? Do you have to forget the beloved in order to move on from the beloved? Is it a spit in the face of your dearly beloved past individual in order for you to enjoy the rest of life? If you had died, would not you want your beloved to carry on? Now, I think there is a little bit of leeway that we have to grant Wordsworth here if the story about this poem is true, because your children are supposed to outlive you. So outliving your children is something that could obviously be especially crushing. But I still don't think that the departed child would want his or her father or mother to carry on through the rest of life in a sullen, sunken state. That is all I have for this poetry discussion. If you like or appreciate what it is that I do here, hitting the like button really does help me out, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other literature lovers. If you find yourself here by chance but not design, literature is the only thing I talk about on this channel, dropping multiple videos every single week. And as always, I hope to have you back for the next one.